Gogo and I were at the dog park the other morning and we ran into my friend LJ. One thing led to another, and the next thing you know, I'm showing him videos of Stella the talking dog, and we're laughing around wondering what our dogs would say to us if they could. And we took it to a dark place pretty quickly. What if our dogs didn't like us? What if they told us they'd be happier living somewhere else? What would it be like if Gogo told me he was happier at the shelter before I rescued him? And this got me thinking about criticism. Could I really handle criticism from my dog? So why does criticism impact us so much? What's the big deal about it? Because we tend to avoid it as much as possible and hate hearing it. Criticism is when you express disapproval of someone, usually based on a mistake or a fault that they have. The key word for me here is disapproval. Disapproval is one of our 4 sensitivity buttons that gets hit in a relationship. Disapproval, expectations, attention, and distress, whether we can calm someone down who we care about when they're distressed. So imagine we carry buttons like this around with us all the time that get hit by people that we care about or we're in a relationship with. Every time we feel their disapproval, we get a spike in anxiety. In evolutionary terms, this makes a lot of sense, right? We needed that spike in anxiety whenever we felt disapproval to get us back in line. We needed to have our tribe approve of us so that we fit in and we didn't risk being kicked out of the tribe and left to be eaten by tigers or bears or dogs. Bears and wolves and dragons, I don't know. It's fight or flight. This explains why some people have such a hard time with public speaking or starting a YouTube channel or a blog, because it goes outside the norms of what the tribe does. It's literally separating yourself from the tribe. In public speaking, you're literally standing apart from other people. And with other forms of self-expression, I think you run the risk of showing people how different you are. Most people stay within the norms and the confines of what is normal for the tribe. Go. Let's go. So I think it's important to remember, if you're dealing with some criticism, to ask yourself if you've left the tribe. The feeling that you've got is a fear-based response. Do not add to it. The criticism is one thing, but then we have a tendency to pile on self-criticism, and that is not helpful. And the third thing is to find the truth. Maybe there is a point that the person is trying to make that you can learn from and grow from. If we're talking about relationship criticism, my number 1 tip would be to find the wish underneath it. So often we're criticizing someone, but we're not expressing a need, a want, or a wish. If you can find that, you might be able to respond differently. So I was trying to come up with some examples for Gogo. Didn't do a very good job, but my responses to these are all about identifying the wish and pointing out that they didn't tell me, that Gogo in this case didn't tell me what his wish was. In this one, I'm saying, oh, I had no idea that you preferred your scritches in a different way. That way you're sort of highlighting the fact that they're not talking about their needs or wants, and there is a different way to communicate what they want without criticizing. And maybe it's worth pointing out that I'm not getting defensive or argumentative either. I think it's important, again, not to react, not to get defensive, and definitely don't add to it. We've already got criticism from one partner, we don't need to add to it ourselves. And again, there might be some truth in what's being said here, and if you can take that and handle it gracefully, it changes the situation a lot. As always, please take the quiz on mypeoplepatterns.com to stay in touch with us and get more information on how to grow great relationships.